Hello everyone, Eric from Overland by Eric. I'm back with another episode. This time we want to talk about the rig. I want to have a rig walk around the newest Jeep that I have. And I'm going to do a lot of comparison to the previous one, which was a two-door stick shift Rubycon soft top. So the reason I'm going to compare, because that's the two Jeeps I had it for a long period of time. And I find out about the cons and pros on both of them. A very quick recapture on AEV vehicles. American Expedition Vehicle, which is stated already on this windshield. It's a company started in Montana and moved to the Detroit, Michigan. Mr. Dave Harrison, in early 90s, he was a student in a Montana university. He had a couple of ideas about Jeeps and extending it and make it bigger, which is right now we have a unlimited, which is four-door Jeeps. Back then didn't exist. So, and then by 1997, he was already established AEV company, and I forgot their last names, but I call them Michael number 1 and Michael number 2 are CEO and CEO of the company running the show, as Mr. Dave Harrison is the president still. So what does AEV do? Basically, he built a Jeep with up to the spec of Chrysler and Jeep company, and then you can buy this as a guaranteed, and then with the 2-3 years warranty that is going to work for the application you want. However, you can also buy the parts separately as a off-road company that sells parts, and you can match those. I'm going to start talking about this vehicle. It's a 2015 AEV edition Rubycon. Usually AEV takes the Rubycon, which is a little bit stronger axles and lockers and everything else, and then makes it even better. One thing that stands out with AEV, if you're gonna buy the parts separated, not as a package from company, that's the front bumper. Front bumper in AEV and in ARB, which is an Australian company, they keep the crash cans at the front. This is a crash can here, which is, I don't know the exact spec, but that has the airbags opening up on time. My previous Jeep, I had an aftermarket bumper on it, and it didn't have that one. It was much cheaper than this setup, but it didn't have that option. Also, it has better clearance at front, but it still covers that front side. If in case you had an accident in the freeway or in road, you're not gonna hit the tire and lift the Jeep up and flip it over. But by the way, AEV, what it doesn't only make everything by itself in-house, it collects the best of everything. For example, these halogen lights are IPF, ARB's IPF lights, and the Zion Winch 12,000, I believe is this one. I had Zion 8M series on the old one. I was really happy with it. I haven't used this one much, except that recovery you would see in previous videos for somebody else who flipped over. Other than that, I didn't use it for myself. You can see it's brand new. Synthetic cables, a lot of people like it. I like the metal better, but that's a personal preference. My old one, M8000, was original. And if you have M8000, it's made in America. If it's VR8000, it's not made in America. Correct me if I'm wrong. Probably somebody from Warren be able to correct me. So anyways, I saw this vehicle and I find out that with 4 years use and a little bit warranty left, I can get this vehicle just the amount of money I paid. It's going to cover all accessories which you can see on it. So front, as we covered, JW speaker light set, top and bottom. This one, truck light, and a couple of other brands that I had in my mind. It was so pricey that my old one, I decided not to upgrade it. I just bought a pair of this on my old one, and I just installed it on the old two-door Jeep. One thing I really added in this vehicle by myself, it was the bolt hood lock, which doesn't need an extra key. You can use your own key, and then you can open up. Jeeps doesn't come with that one. You Toyota people are always surprised, but inside the hood is pretty much stock. I have just a V6 3.6 Penn-Star engine. Great engine. This is my second vehicle. My old one was also 2015, and this one, the only thing is different here is my S-Pod lighting control that gives me the chance to do all my lighting, compressor and everything else through the inside. I really like the S-Pod. Again, on my old one, I decided not to buy. This is something I want you to leave a comment. Is it better build or buy the finished build of somebody's? If you know Any ideas, please let me know. So inside here basically is stock except that part, and that S part, it comes with the AEV snorkel. So snorkel, front bumper, rear bumper, and part of the lift is AEV, the brackets. But the rest of the vehicle, they bought the best part like Warren and IPF from ARBs and JW speaker, and then put this vehicle together. One of the things, everybody like it, but I like my old classic style, nostalgia hood, is the hood basically. It's this heat reduction hood. Basically it has a hose up here, functional hose up here, and this bulge area that if you will to add something to your engine, if you want to mess with it, you have a room for it, which I have no plans for now. For right now, I'm very happy with the way it works. Another interesting thing, the side steps. I bought a Havoc side steps. It was so heavy that with everything else I had, it was very good, but it was so heavy that I traded it with my brother-in-law, and I took his 10th year anniversary. This is a Rubycon 10th year anniversary side steps, which is a rock slider too. So it connects to the chassis. And the only thing is, if you do that and you have 37s, you might want to cut 1 3/8 on this side of the tires. This area is the side that is going to rub into it. So that's something you want to do for sure. When I bought this Jeep, it was so ready with everything that everything I added, it was just a small convenience for me. For example, the gas tank, that was my wife's gift on Christmas. It was a little bit unusual for her to buy Jeep parts for me every Christmas and birthday, but everybody just learned that's the best way of getting budget bill and get what you need from everybody. So the gas cap, it's keyed gas cap, so if I leave it somewhere, I know that gas is not going to be stolen. And also the Smittybilt side step, I had this one too. It's very good. One of the first mods I did, it was this. It doesn't have any function, it just looks better, but I did this part over here on the door handles, and it looks much more cleaner and nicer. I did all small things and nothing major on it. As you start going inside, this vehicle, always AEVs come with the radio, compressor, if you order it that way. Basically you can order this as a package, and then it comes with all the accessories that you added, and they have the package 1, package 2, package 3, and it doesn't, the important part is it doesn't affect the warranty of the company. So basically you, from get-go, you have a warranty on it. So my lighting control is up there, which the first one is still spare, and the second one is the front light, side light, rear yellow light, which was one of the very first upgrades from regular one to yellow, that people from behind can see me, and my radio and compressor. So compressor is installed underneath the seat, which is an ARB dual twin compressor placed under the seat. And the seat itself, as you can see it in the video, those seats are premium. I didn't know how expensive is that until I checked it on their website. The good thing about it, it looks really cool and it's very comfortable. The bad thing about it, it collects dust and debris on these corners, on the stitches, and it's hard to get at. It's not for really off-roading. It looks like a nice premium seat for a roadster or a sports car, but I'm kind of happy with it. I like the way it is. Backside is full of equipment for stuff that we do here, so I'm not going to open up that one. And we're going to reach the backside of it. As probably you know about the awning art, it's a Overland Pro's 4K 270 awning, and I'm very happy with it. I just washed the car today for this video before we came here in the morning, and through all these roads we came. No dust and no water was inside. I had a high pressure water because I washed myself, so I tried to really push the water in there. It didn't go there. Just quick update on this guy. So walking to the back side of it, I'm kind of a messy guy, that's how it is, but it's kind of a method to my madness. Basically, I have my refrigerator, and if you see my previous episode, I'm a big fan of putting my power supply, getting charged from the main battery or the alternator as I'm driving. And when I stop, I have my solar, which is on this corner. I'm going to pull it out, and then and that fits the fridge and it keeps the batteries good and the fridge is good. I don't like the drawer system or drawer on this one because it's all weight. I just strap them down really good, and if I hear something kicking at the back, I stop by and put more strap to it. When I'm by myself, it's only like fast, just canned food and fast food and stuff like that. And obviously my flat pit flicker grill always come with me. If it's permitting in the area, I'll use it. If not, I had a small gas stove. I use that one. I have a coal man, which I don't bring it usually. And that's pretty much my kitchen and everything else in there. Back to the Jeep. Before we get there, that's another bolt product. Imagine if you get one of those for your tow hitch, so you can lock this thing with your car key and it stays with the vehicle. Because if I sell this Jeep and buy another one, this has to go with it because I can't take it with me. It's keyed. The key is cut to this vehicle's starter key. So there is another padlock and everything else. Bolt is a great product. If you guys get a chance, go check it. Back to the vehicle. Back here, basically, I bought it just the way it is, and if you find one of those used, even if you don't like the lift, by now probably some of you already left a comment that, lift is a joke there. If you don't like the lift system on this one, which I do still, get the vehicle for the bumpers. Those are the, I changed my bumper. This is a true story. I changed my old 2015 Jeep's plastic bumper, Rubycon, to a aftermarket, and then I came out from my garage and I hit this Volkswagen Beetle, and half of my bumper was gone. Luckily, no body damage, so I threw it away, put the plastic back there. So I couldn't believe it was that fragile, basically. So this bumper is solid, and the best option that JL doesn't have and JK has it is the, I think it's 7-gallon water tank here. This is part of it. The other part is in the other side, look like the same but without the axis, and there is a hose connecting them. There's a quick release for cleanup, because I know people say, oh, water is gonna get rotten in there, but no, you can clean it up. You quick release the hoses, you wash it down, and you have clean water. You buy this from AEV also. It's a pump that you get the water out. I always do this setup here with my towels, and then that's for washing your hands before you start eating. It also, my old one has this too. It came with this one. If you want to buy it yourself, there are better brands. You can check the other brands, but this is just the minimum, gets the job done. Has a bottle opener, that's really important. But yeah, you can have that one. Besides that, one thing I was looking, before my previous vehicle, I made a bracket to put the gas jerry can in the back side of the spare tire. AEV has a 10-gallon. It doesn't look like it, but if you move to the side, inside here there's a big drum, and then you have this area. You put the extra gas, 10-gallon of gas here. It's safer than other places, but it's not super safe, obviously. And Extended Range America, they make extra tank for putting underneath it, but it's very pricey and it's hanging very low. So it's up to you which way you choose. For me, this tank, I used it one time in Death Valley, and it was very useful, because not because I couldn't make it, it's just because I got the gas in cheaper area. So my gas tank, and there is a room for your shovel, but I use e-tool, that small shovels that you can bend, so I don't use the shovel thing over there. It came also with a premium audio system, which was really weird for me. The only thing worries me in this vehicle, everything is so premium. If it breaks, I have to replace it. So for example, their audio system is like a couple of $2,000-3,000. I don't know what brand. I mean, it's by, I'm not sure what brand is it, but if it breaks, it's a little bit tricked out for being in overlanding business. And so is the rear camera and the seats cover and all that. So I would prefer something simpler, but I'm very happy so far with it. How it performs. AEV lifts are Bilstein Reservoir shocks. I think now the newer model is 5100 series. This looks like it, but it's older model. It costs something else. It's a shock with a Reservoir from Bilstein. Bilstein or Bilstein, as Blind Right Nation mentioned it. So Bilstein is German-made, very good quality shocks. And the way AEV does, here is the interesting part. Let's say your vehicle has two arms holding the tire and the wheel is in the middle. The others, they have two ways. Long arm, which is pretty good, you know, you have more articulation on the wheel, and you can do more with it. Like TerraFlex has a long arm or short arm lift. Or if it's a short arm, steel arms are longer than this one. So, and then you have added the spring and shocks, and everything is longer. If it's not a budget lift, it's one of these two, basically. In AEV, instead of changing the arms, they keep the same arms. They added brackets on these two ends. So this is, if this is the chassis, you're 3.5 inch lower right now, but your arms are same. So what's good about this? But shocks are changed with the springs, you know, loaded. What's good about this? If you break any, first of all, the rise in the freeway, it's really good. It's better than my old one, so I can compare that for sure. It's way different than the old. This feels like a Cadillac. The old one I could feel every bump. It was stock, the old one. So this one is AEV lift. In overlanding, when I hit the dirt, it's also very forgiving. I don't feel it that much. I don't sometimes air down. You don't see me airing down that much because everything else works harder to make it up. But when I start doing the rock crawling, especially on this side, you would see it. It catches worse because I don't have that much articulation. I have enough to get it done, but instead of articulating like this, I'm just doing the same thing as a stock Jeep does, but it's 3.5 inch higher. It's on the high hills. So some people like it, some people don't. But again, if you're ordering this vehicle the way it is, you're gonna get brackets and your original arms. Another good thing about this, if you're doing like extreme adventures, you're far away in Alaska, in Latin America or in Europe, if you break an arm, maybe for TerraFlex or metal clock takes longer to get it to you. But you can walk literally to any junkyard, you can walk to any Jeep dealer and grab an arm or something that it's gonna just replace it, and you can continue your journey. So opinions are different, but you know, I like the way it is. Before I go further, I want to show you the tent. This was one of my very first buys up here. I looked at Facebook Marketplace and I saw this tent over there, brand new, for $800-900. This is before I even started the channel. So I went there, I saw the guy, it was just shipped from overseas, and there. It comes with 3 or 2.5 inch mattress. It's not fancy, but it gets the job done. It's no way fancy, but it's very cheap for brand new, less than $1,000. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it. It's great. This item here, it's my shower. I built this with a 3-inch pipe. I was gonna go 5-inch, but the problem is 5-inch was too heavy, and then with the water, my static load was okay, but my dynamic load, especially in the curve, in the freeway, it would pull this out and pull it completely out. I did some research on that one. So I built it in 3-inch. It gets 3.5 gallons, and anytime I need to fill it out with water, I put the water there, and I put the air here. There's an air gauge here. I know how much pressure I have there. Up to 30 psi I can fill it up, but I always go to 20-25 psi. Floor mats. I have AEV floor mats on this guy. It came with it, obviously. My previous one has rugged ridge. If you buy for passenger and driver and rear seat, buy the rugged ridge. It's better, it's thicker, it has more tread on it. But rugged ridge, like trunk area, it's not that good. It was very tiny plastic. This is better. AEV's trunk areas floor mat is better. So as far as here, it comes with all this. This is really important, wild boar, and I'm not sure if AEV put it there or the dealer wanted to have it there, but yeah, that's another thing there. I got 2 rigid LED lights here for the nighttime here. Sometimes we barbecue on this side, so that's what we use there, and it's pretty bright. I can just, the only thing is they didn't want to make a hole on the roof. I didn't want to make a hole on the roof, so we end up doing it this way. So I keep this here. You can close the door on it, nothing happens. and it's a waterproof lights. I drove this on freeway, but lights installed or plugged in, and yeah, I didn't plug in this one obviously yet, but yeah, that's the side lights. Snorkel, I already mentioned, it gives you, it's not for obviously going to the water up to this much. It's always rated for Jeep 30 inches with the lift and everything, maybe 35, 40 will get away with it. But this is for clean air and cold air. So engine gets a cold and clean air from top there, no dusty air from the other people. The front bumper, one thing I forgot to mention, it comes with a skid plate. It's a metal skid plate. Also comes with the tow hitches for RVs and stuff if you have it. What I like about it, the whole build, I wasn't looking for the attention, but it's a head turner. And every time I look at it, I enjoy it. It's the same as my old one, but it just looks tougher. Tricked out vehicle, yeah, I know. But stuff that I don't really like about it, it's hard to say that. Maybe lift and the front, actually front suspension more. My drag link and all those front suspension, tie rod, the drag link and all that. Sway bar is a little bit bent already, and the brake lines are rubbing. Those could be, they didn't change it. I guess they have a high steer kit that they added to it. It comes with this kit, which is JK350. But I really don't like the front. Handling is not that great, but it's a fixable. I already had some companies in my mind. If you know a good drag link, like I have this JKS in my mind, I have Synergy in my mind, I have even Terraflex in my mind, and as well as Metal Clock. So if you know about that, please leave a comment which one is better. Overall, yeah, I try to do, I mean, you saw the previous videos, I did some obstacles, technical things with it. I try not to do it much. It's not really for that. It's more for overlanding. It's more for taking long distance on the road and then hang out a place like this and have your food and enjoy your company and wilderness. So with that, I conclude this video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to put that dislike twice, hit that like button once, and don't forget to subscribe. Remember, if I don't make it to 1,000 subscribers, I do not make any money. Even you see my videos at commercials at the beginning or in the middle, but it doesn't go to me, which is fine. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and then tell me that what do you think about all this information that I put out there. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.